So Ruth Reichel, why is street food important?
It's the next thing that Americans are wanting to eat, and I think that it represents our really turning away from the ultimate stuffiness of restaurants. I mean, I think it's going to redefine how we think of what a restaurant is. I mean, it's a huge shift to go in 10 or 15 years from the idea of a restaurant being a place where well-dressed waiters come in and offer you the fantasy of being a rich person, which is the old theater of restaurants, to a new theater of restaurants, which is a place that allows you to travel the world eating very exciting food, often with your hands, in a really casual way. And I think it sort of says where we are in thinking about ourselves as social beings in the world, and it says a lot about what we think American food is now. I mean,
how does street food offer there's a unique human exchange that takes place? You mentioned it as a social aspect.
Well, I think the real difference between a traditional restaurant and street food is something that you get directly from the hands of the person who makes it. You can watch the person making it, and he or she hands you the food, and you still feel the warmth of his hand in that food, and then you eat it in front of him. And so it's a very intimate relationship. It changes that. Somebody the other day said it was the ultimate act of trust to take food from a stranger. And I thought, no, this is different. I mean, the ultimate act of trust is taking food from a stranger behind a closed door, which is what a restaurant is. This is, I see this, I see how you're making it, and you're not really a stranger. You're someone who I've met. Mm-hmm. And so that exchange is very different than what we think of as restaurants.
And how has street food influenced American culture?
In many ways, but one of the things that I think of is when I was growing up, I grew up in a small New York City apartment, and my mother's idea of cooking was when she gave a party, no one should be able to smell the food. That she closed the kitchen door, and that was because, wealthy people had great big houses with, servants and a kitchen somewhere else, and the food came out, and you were never reminded of the sort of dirty work of cooking. And the street food is the exact opposite of that. It's the turning away from that, and I think it's really the indication that we have become a serious food culture.
Now, several years ago, Gourmet even did an entire issue on street food, and the magazine, and you as its head, has always been uniquely positioned to lead the charge on sort of American food culture, and was really known for that. Now that it's gone, how will you continue to do that?
I don't know. I'm hoping to do more TV shows. I did this show this summer called Gourmet's Adventures with Ruth, and it took me to actually street food places and cooking schools. I mean, really cooking schools across the world, and I ate some really exotic food. I don't think I've ever eaten more exotic food than I ate in Laos, where I was literally eating live ants. The Laotians eat everything, and it was amazing to me because it made me realize what wasteful eaters we are. I found myself after this, I came home and I was chopping parsley and I was throwing the stems away, and I thought, why am I throwing these stems away? If I were in Laos, I would never do this. I'm hoping I can do some of that in TV shows, and I'm also hoping to do some kind of work with school food, which is, I think one of the next big frontiers we have is eating is learned behavior, and if we really want to change the way this country eats, we have to start with children.
Mm-hmm. So in 3 words, ideal next step.
I don't know.
That was 3 words. Thank you very much, Ruth.
Okay.
Appreciate it.